The FMS FCX10 LC80 Toyota Land Cruiser, an officially licensed Toyota product. Check that. Unleash your adventurous spirit with unmatched climbing and off-road abilities. We'll definitely be testing that statement out. I've got some good areas to go crawling in it. Of course, it is more of a scaled trail rigs, but some of the videos I've seen, it looks like it does pretty good crawling with these tires. I'll probably eventually pull the get the tires off of this and then replace them with some metal bead locks. Yeah, pretty excited for this. Good looking rig, really good looking rig. Anyways, there's the box, and there she is. Bring it a little closer. First thing I noticed right off the bat is the shocks feel really nice on it. Look at that slow rise on it. Unlike the, so this is, back here's the RGT LC76. And I never ran that thing yet. I've had it for a year. But yeah, these shocks feel really nice. On the RGT LC76, they feel a little bit more springy. I believe, I haven't even looked at the specs, but I think these are 90mm shocks on this, and those are probably 80mm on RGT. Boy, this thing looks nice. Yeah, those shocks feel really nice. Alright, so there's 2 or 3 disappointments on this thing straight out of the box, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Before I look under here, I'm going to say it right now. First off, no way to mount a winch up front, here or there. Second off, if you look here on the RGT, you can see that on the bumper, they got a place for internal, you know, like a servo winch. So this does not have it. This does not have it, unless I cut a slot right here and not put a license plate here. So if I don't use one of those little sticker license plates here, I could cut a slot and find a way to mount a internal winch. The problem is their clipless mounting system here, I believe, and I haven't looked under yet, I believe is going to completely block using a servo winch, you know, for getting the line to come through. Unless I do some weird routing, I think it's going to block it. Alright, well, to mount a winch, it is possible, but it would be a lot of work. You could use the Boom Racing muscle winch, possibly mount it somewhere over here, because that little Boom Racing muscle winch, the kit comes with a bunch of hardware with a tube that you could run the tube along the chassis up over to here somewhere maybe. I can see this clipless mount system. It's a big block that sits here. I wish they had done like the Traxxas style. But also you got the, this has servo on axle, which is pretty cool, SOA. But it's going to block any direct access other than right through here, or maybe right through here, depending on if you mount it on this side or that side. Have your servo winch mounted back here or over here. And then it comes with a tube. The hard part about that tube is getting that string fished through it for the winch line. But then you'd have to sneak up on either side of the inside of the chassis rail. And we'll flip it over. So you'd have to sneak that tube, I don't know if you just probably use zip ties or something to tie it around the inside of the chassis or whatever. sneak it up, and it's going to have to come right through this box, which is right in there. You'd have to cut a slot, cut the slot in the bumper. That tube could probably just come right into here, and you might be able to drill a little, you might be able to take a short rod in and, you know, like this. And mount it somewhere like right in that, maybe turn it that way a little bit. Assuming if you drill a hole right here, and you could thread a screw, and that way you could feed that tube right into there and then spit it out there. I've done that before on one other RC car using the Boom Racing muscle winch, and it worked out pretty good. But yeah, this whole unit, servo on axle, really kind of puts a null and void for putting a servo winch on this, you know, yeah, servo winch, and then the bumper. They left you no room for mounting an external winch. So that's kind of a big bummer. I like having winches on my rigs. I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'll show you what I did on the RGT. Quick. That's my internal servo winch. There was a piece of plastic that went straight across here, and I just cut it out. And there's a couple existing holes, you know, because on a servo you got 4 mounting holes, and I used 2 of the existing holes, and then I just drilled 2 more holes in the plastic bar up top, and it worked out perfect. Alright, this is the other issue. As you guys have been in the hobby for a long time know, Axial with the Spectrum Systems has been releasing their vehicles with the 2-in-1 ESC and RX radio control, all built into one. So if you wanted to swap out to like a Hobbywing Fusion or some other brushless motor, you also got to replace the radio system. So replace the motor, replace this. So it's a double whammy. That is only if you go with a brushless motor. If you slap a brushed motor, you know, a better, higher quality brushed motor in there, you can keep the existing system. The existing radio system, that is. Alright, so this is with the front, optional front bumper mounted on it. And I got another complaint. Mount it up. If I wanted to modify something, I could modify something here to mount an external winch. Yeah, it would stick out a little bit further, but I could do that. A servo winch, there's no way. But here's my complaint after mounting this bumper. Look at how much flex there is in that. I'll give you a top view. Look at the flex. I'm not pulling on it that hard. Here's the RGT. It's solid. Doesn't flex that much. So while we're at the top view here, this bumper sat nice and flush right in here. The one that it comes with. Yeah. Look at this. We got wings now. Both sides. So bumper looks good, but it's got issues. So I don't think I can mount a winch on there. I could see if you did and tried to winch, it would, I don't know how much it would pull it out. Probably not that much, but this is bothersome. I don't know if I could heat that up and bend it in a little bit. But this one sat nice and flush. This bumper actually looks cleaner on it. So that's ugly. Both sides. Twanged out. Thumbs down. TRX4 bumper will fit. It's the same. It's the same measurement underneath. Of course, problem is it doesn't look right on there. So if you can find an aftermarket TRX4 bumper, maybe even just a shorty with just the bull bar, if you wanted to mount a winch on there, or maybe something from the Defender lined up with the brush guard on it. But still, you'd want something that kind of curves around.
Every move you make is a gamble.
But yeah, this is a TRX4 bumper on here, and so as you can see, it fits. Hopefully they come out with a different bumper for this, something that you can mount a winch to. Outside of having one 3D made or a metal one custom built. So besides the negatives that I've pointed out, what do I like about this thing? Pretty much everything else. It is a very clean, good-looking LC80. I guess if I had a complaint, it would be this Toyota sticker on the side. Kind of takes away, because this is really good-looking. These whatever you call that, decal stripes. This Toyota sticker probably takes away from that. But everything else about this I really like. It's just a clean looking rig. Even how this thing kind of angles down right here looks good. Little Toyota emblem on the front looks good. The wheels look really good. Even for plastic wheels, the wheels look really good. And the tires look good too with it. Running boards look good. The way everything flows. Good room in the arch here for the tire to flex up and be able to turn and not hit. I honestly like the clean look of this bumper versus this bumper. If they come out with a better bumper, even if it didn't have a winch mount, that the little wing things didn't pop out, I would mount a bumper like this on there then. But yeah, everything looks good. The driver, pretty good looking driver in there. The little head figure. Yellow lights, they're cool. I'm kind of back and forth with those, but you know, I like them and I don't like them, so I'm okay with that. Roof rack looks good. They probably could have added another one of these plastic supports right in here. A little bit flexible. The back ladder looks good on it. I mean, the whole rear end of the truck looks good. Shape of the window. Even the this little black trim surround, it almost looks rubber. The Toyota emblem looks really good. Everything looks good. I guess that light looks a little bit off, but it looks good. It's a good looking rig. Suspension feels good. Underneath. This part right here, a lot of vehicles have big honking ribs that stick way out, and they're rock snaggers. And these are nice and shaved down low, so you're not going to get rocks hanging up on that. They're gonna slide over that a little bit easier. This transition area looks okay. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good looking rig. Stick shift in there. So yeah. I mean, I didn't even notice this little bump right here. Coming over the top, the sunroof looks really clean. Yeah, she's just a good looking rig. I've already ordered the Hobbywing SC1800 kV 2-in-1 motor, Hobbywing Fusion for it. I gave it a little test run last night here on the floor, and almost all my RC cars, this is probably the only one I got that doesn't have upgraded brushless motor, Hobbywing. And these two together are the only ones in my fleet that don't have the servos upgraded. And I felt like the servo in this one is pretty good. Better than a Traxxas as far as, you know, the torque and you know, the ability to turn the wheels while I'm pushing down on it. The one in the RGT LC76 is just a little bit stronger than this one, so I also kept that steering servo stock. This one has the 1800 SE in it. This one's portal. This one's straight axle. This one I cut the fender flares off because when I saw this one, I saw how you know, nice and long this arch is. So I went ahead and cut those off on this one. This one was on the block for being sold just because of how much the tires dug into these things. Now that I'm cut them, the tire has clearance, and I'm pretty happy with it, and I'm going to keep it. Yeah, it's just a good looking rig.